All right, Shalom. Shalom. All right, first and foremost, infinite praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Machak, Wadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. All right, once again, I'm the brother Ashiar. Bar. All right, we here after camp. About to hit a quick lesson going into some current events. Big things happening to start off the year 2026. Right. And we're not even a week, we're not even half a weekend. It's 3 days. Okay, they didn't waste no time. They got right to it, setting the agenda, setting the tone, and it's beautiful to see how things are playing out. So without further ado, you could pull up the article, read some of that. Or you could pull up you got the article about the news of what happened? Yeah. All right, so pull that up before we pull that. Yeah. Right. This is an article from Zero. Read. United States President Donald Trump has said the U.S. has carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela, attacked the country's leader, President Nicolas Maduro. In a post on Truth Social, Trump claimed Maduro and his wife had been captured, flown out of the country following an operation which the U.S. leader said was conducted in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Yeah, so they basically raided them. They treated it like a drug raid. Tactical force raid. You know, the only difference is that they use bombs. The same shit that the task force used when they taking down operations. And they also struck the capital, Caracas. And also, doesn't it say in that article that, but it might not have been that one, but basically Trump said that the U.S. is going to run the country now for the time being, which is basically indefinitely, because even when they put their puppet in there, they're still going to be running it through that puppet, whoever that might be. So I got this real quick. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So what we're seeing now is the beginning of sorrows and the wars and rumors of wars. And this has been spoken of. They had the blockade on Venezuela. They're ready to make their move. And they know Trump is the perfect stooge because they said that he's the first J-ish president, and basically because he's the perfect puppet to do their bidding. They must got a lot of dirt on that nigga. I'm gonna say that right now. Because he just danced to whatever tune they got going on. He's the most pro. And that's why like a lot of stupid ass Americans that voted for this guy and that was all my God up and is thinking America first. I'm like, don't you see who he's linked up with? He's gonna be an Israel first president. He's gonna be a small hat first president. And y'all think that he's really gonna favor America? You're a fucking idiot. And as a patsy, the most effective patsy is one that don't ask questions. They just do. And he's the type that's all more about action than even trying to do a political breakdown of it to make it seem like it's a congressional thing. It's just like I'm just gonna do it. He got the right persona for it, man. This guy, they need somebody that's a yes man that's gonna do it. And at the same time, the action that's taking place, you got Americans against it, but at the end of the day, they don't realize that the American government is the one that's controlling him to do this. But the elite that's causing him to do this. It's perfect setup. It's like they keep their hands clean while he do all the dirty work. That's right. He gets all of the blame. When things go south, it's all him. When things go up, it's all him. Whatever it is, he's the fall guy. And these stupid ass people are still think that this political charade of the Democrats and the Republicans is real, having no idea that it's the bankers behind it. And it's the spirit, man. I was talking to my seed about this last night, and he's only 6 years old. And I was telling the brother about this, that he was talking about how Trump is going to Venezuela, and he understood all of it. He kept going on and on and on about Venezuela last night, and I'm like, that's interesting, because me and him were talking about it, but he kept talking about Venezuela, Venezuela. He wants the oil, he wants the oil, and it's like, and he's doing it for the bankers, because I had explained to him how the bankers are the ones behind them. And if a 6-year-old could understand that, what the fuck happened with you people, man?
One of the topics, one of the things that they were pointing out says what he's doing is going to cause more sanctions. It says U.S. imposes more sanctions on tankers transporting the Venezuelan oil. So that right there shows you that this was also a plot to deal with economic. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's going to be an economic war. And these are the things that's going to transpire during this whole raid. So it's a game for this system, America. By doing so, they thinking people are excited about this raid on this president, but there's plenty of corrupted presidents in different countries that's working for America. So it's not like he did a heroic thing by taking this guy down. It's a political scheme, like a game of chess. You move one piece out the way to get ready to make another move. So this takedown is just another piece getting put out the way to make another move, which is global, dominance as far as America is concerned.
That's right.
Because they just taking over another country as if they did with all the other. But they taking out somebody that was an operative for them in the same sense. And you got Americans here that's congratulating this guy on this so-called game. I think political tyrant or whatever they call them, tyrants that run countries in corruption. But that's just another one of their pieces, man. Just like how Trump is a patsy, Maduro is a patsy.
That's right. That's right. And the thing about it is, like, even a lot of Northern Kingdom, I'm seeing them post about how this is a good thing because Maduro has been demonized in the Western media. And really, he was the vice president under Hugo Chavez some decades ago, in the 2000s, right? And what they did was, which we're gonna get into that too, we can pull that up, is they nationalized the oil. Okay. And the reason why they suffer is because of Western influence, and then they'll blame it on that president. But they're not looking at the fact. Now, I'm not saying Maduro is some, righteous, upstanding. They're all dirt, But at the end of the day, people don't think about you're going to replace the dictator, but what's going to replace him in the power vacuum? Like, people don't look at the history of America. You people are very fucking stupid, man. Look at what happened with Libya. They deposed Libya, and then what happened? Before you knew it, the slave trade made a huge resurgence in Libya. A bunch of other things was going down in Libya. So, you people are not really thinking straight, man. You're not considering the consequences of what's going to happen. So lucky, bro. I'm gonna just take this big ass coat off real quick.
Over in Revelations 13:1, man, it says that the man came with two horns that spoke as a dragon. You know, these political forces that be standing against each other, acting like they really have a problem with each other, but they really standing for one thing, man, global dominance. So whatever he's saying, some people are opposed to on the left hand side, they really for the same thing, man. both control the media. So the media narrative is being given to them from both parties, man. So one people could say that they don't like what he's done, but the other party is all for it. You know? So that's only going to lead to confusion and make y'all think that what he's doing is the right thing. He's working for both parties, man.
This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Yeah, you could break that down.
Run that back.
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
That's right. And the Lord is controlling both parties, man. They set up in a way that, whatever they do, it may seem like it's on their own behalf, but the Lord is controlling it, man. This whole system is set up to destroy this place, man. It's trying to bring about the MOTB. And in the process of that, that's how the Lord's gonna come back. Does this whole place, man. You know? They
Right.
gotta set up their own systems and all the taking over that they can do, but it's all set up for a grand scheme of all returning and judging this place on the entirety. Every nation is gonna be affected by this.
This is the book of Habakkuk 2, and I'm going to get straight to the point. Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for Habakkuk 2:2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Yeah, so the vision, as we see, these things happening, this is all part of the vision. This is all part of the broader scheme. It's not just Venezuela. And you stupid ass Americans, man, that are applauding this. You don't understand how this is leading to your demise, man. People are very fucking simple-minded, man. Americans are the dumbest people that have ever existed, man. And it's not like you don't have access to information. You're just a willful idiot, you know? They would just rather be stupid, you know? And they've been deceived, the media and everything, because this is going to cause a ripple effect of the demise of the country that you love so much. You women I see a lot of women, yeah, take down Maduro, you know, because, and that goes to show you they for Esau, man. At the end of the day, anything he does, they gonna celebrate it. Even when they so-called hate Trump, they celebrating it. Well, finally he done something good. But don't you understand this is gonna have a ripple effect? And the only reason they did it is because Venezuela nationalized that oil, man, and they want that oil, they want that resource. In any history that you look into countries where they depose the leader, even if it was a dictator, what replaces them is something much worse. Every single time, man. Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan, all these different places, man. All right.
All these places that have drug drug operations and drug cartels, they work for your U.S. government. They are allowed to come back and forth, and they just got to make a small percentage take the fall when when looking at congressional changes. Like, right, to make America look good, we gotta give some of our workers up. Understand? So Thorough is just one of their workers that they're giving up. And he's a small level, well, high level as far as drugs that's being moved, tons of drugs that's being moved. But when they come down to the drugs that's being moved all around the world, or 500 tons ain't nothing compared to thousands and billions of tons that they're dealing with on a regular basis. And to give up one worker don't mean nothing. You got drug operations all over the world, Philippines, Cambodia, you know, Afghanistan, everywhere. They got it everywhere. When you think that those are America's enemies, they really just small businesses that they willing to sacrifice. You know, this peace is built off of sacrifices, as far as giving somebody up for the greater cause. You know? So this is minute, but in the process, they don't know, like you said, king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. They don't know that they being pushed in the direction that they going from the Most High. Put them in a situation where they got beef with everybody. All these nations that's in this world is gonna go against this beast. Setting up for the Lord, setting up the animosity to bring to them all these wars, and right now by them taking down Venezuela, it's causing more tension with China. And in turn it's gonna cause tension with Russia. You know? So, you know, it may seem like it's a heroic thing to do, but it's only a part of the Lord's plan. It's gonna build up to the point where it's gonna be that ultimate battle, you know?
Yep. Yep. And if it was really about stopping the drug trade, why are they just blowing up the boats? They don't take no evidence. They don't take no guys in for questioning. They just blow them to smithereens, which most of them were probably just fishing vessels with civilians on it, and they just blow it up. It was a drug boat. How do we know? What's the proof? Just believe me because I said it. Like, yo, this devil is something else, man. But nothing is new under the sun. The Lord be doing this with certain nations, and now is the time for Esau, Edom to do it, which he's doing it worse than any other nation has. Um, I got this Habakkuk 1:5. Behold ye among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which you will not believe, though it be told you. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. And that was the ancient Babylonians. And now you have the modern Babylonians doing the same thing, taking that which is not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. So that's that. They're terrible and dreadful, and that's what they're doing, man. They just took Venezuela, man. Like, people don't understand how significant of a move this is in the broader scheme of biblical prophecy and geopolitics, man, because it's all tied in together. Everything that you see on geopolitics that's happening, these different nations, it all has to be subject to biblical prophecy. You see? So they're not looking at how now China is going to go take Taiwan in response, because that was their hub. Venezuela was China's hub. All right. And America, being led by Trump, his look being more stout than his fellows, they're drumming on their chest, banging on their chest, because they don't want nobody in their hemisphere of the world doing business. Because they already seen Ukraine has failed. So now let's start another war. And now they just quickly deposed them. All right. And Esau, man, that's his blessing, the sword. I seen a lot of political commentators. They were saying that, it wouldn't be able to do that. Taking Maduro wouldn't be that. Well, it's done. He's coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. And that's what you people are going to understand, is that Yahweh Shai has to be the one to come back and end this devil's madness. Okay? Because these nations, they're not even going to be able to stop him. Right? But you could pull that. So we're just going to get into some history surrounding Venezuela and what has gone on to lead us to this point. Because Trump has said, well, they stole, but you were already in their country oppressing them, colonizing them. Okay. And then when they decided to take their power back, that's when it became a problem. That's like a thief is in your house and you take him out of your house and he has your stolen shit in his hands, and you take it back and he's saying, no, you stole from me now. Nigga, that's mine. The fuck you mean I'm stealing from you? You taking what's mine. And that's how Esau flips the narrative, because to him, the whole world belongs to him. This man's pride is just on a whole nother, it's just on beyond the atmosphere.
Like that.
That's right. That's right.
Saying the world giving it to the hands of the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be running this shit. They're supposed to have that minds, even though it's not. The Lord set them back. Yeah. go ahead and think that it's yours. Actually, the Lord gave it to His people.
That's
So
right.
that prideful mind stated the same reason why that lady walked up to the camp today and was like, "Yeah, I'm of the tribe too."
I'm
Esau is
trying.
bugged out. Like wherever you go, they gonna say that they are the originators of those places. You know? But that's they curse, pride, and that's why the Lord blessed them with the thing that's gonna be detriment to them too, the sword. Even though they dominate in the sword, it's gonna be their own demise. And with, nuke, that's gonna be their way of taking it place or being destroyed. That's their judgment. Whatever the blessing was, it's gonna be their judgment. The sword is gonna be their ultimate demise, man. Coming.
Right. That's right. Before you get that, I want to bring this out. Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, tying in with what the brother said. Now, that great sword is what is the same sword that's going to pierce him through, which the Lord is going to make him fire the missiles upon himself. Okay, from Russia, because it all ties back to Russia, China, and the U.S. And the crazy thing is that the EU, which is a part of NATO, they're becoming an afterthought. They're being swung before both sides. Russia just cut off because they already knew that this was coming. They just cut off the gas supply to the EU. Okay, I think they just open up. We'll get a couple more in there. But Russia just cut off the gas supply to the EU. They said that it's at the lowest level since it was, I think, since like the 70s. Mind you, that was 50 years ago. Imagine the demand of gas that they have now with more infrastructure, more things, and they cut it off to a level that it was in the 70s. So they just plunged the EU into the dark ages. They energy supply, like shit is news is happening and people are not realizing until it's like it affects them. But it's already set. Like you tied to the tracks and the train is coming. You just don't realize it.
And a lot of these countries are starting to rebel. Everywhere you go, they're protesting against this stuff. France was protesting a couple weeks
Mhm. Uh, uh,
ago, Africa.
yep. And they're gonna be protesting more now that they see their gas prices, and that's what's gonna push them more towards Russia, because they're gonna be like, damn, like what are we getting from the US? And the US is saying, now y'all gotta take care of your defense spending. This whore is out of control. That's how the whole world is looking at it.
13 to
Mhm. Even your own people. That's why it says, I forget which book it is. It might be Daniel. Your mother shall be sore ashamed of you. Even the UK, you see, because they're like, damn, Babylon is turning into their enemy. The tension is rising, and it's causing them to be in compromising positions with Russia. And Russia, they rely on Russia for certain things. And they're going to realize it now that it's like you take it for granted because they've been giving you gas. Now you cut it off. Now what? You try to take his life because they just did the assassination attempt with the drones and it didn't work. Ukraine is falling apart. So now let's go open up another theater of war. Let's go to Venezuela. It's closer to us. It don't take as much fuel. We're just gonna get right there, you know, and that's what they've done. That's what they've done. Okay, but just to break this down, Revelation 6 and 4 again, and there went out another horse that was red. That's Esau, Edom. All right, so-called white man, which Adawam means red. It's the Lord gave you the answer to the test. You got to just look up what Edom means, and it means red. So it's no coincidence that the red horse represents Edom. All right, and he's the one. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's what's happening. There's no peace. It's all war. Constant wars, man. Wars popping up here, wars popping up there. China, Taiwan, Iran, Ukraine, Venezuela. Like, y'all can't see the signs of the times. Y'all can't see what's going on. But y'all gonna still be in your own world thinking that you're gonna go to Starbucks and get a oat milk latte. You know? A fancy what is that shit that the bitches like? Pumpkin spice. Everything. The whole world is dying, but as long as you got a Starbucks latte, you're good. That's how vain you women are, man. You know, all to prop up your American dream, your modern way of life in America, even though the whole world is suffering, everything's dying. But you could be in America, you know, playing the harlot, being a whore, man, and making money. And that's what it is. It's all about, you know, propping up this American lifestyle. And the world is tired of it, man. You wasn't going to be able to pillage the world for this long, and they don't just do nothing about it. And y'all just over here living it up, and everybody got to watch you on your high horse, living the lap of luxury, man. And the fatness. That's Revelation 18, that whore, man. You know? And you've been living off, that's what whores do. They've been living off of that high of all the money that they made from playing the harlot, and they don't consider the latter end of it. But now the time is up, and this modern American life, you people taking this shit for granted. This shit is all about to be over with, man. You know, where the woman is the head, and this whole Edomite wicked ass setup is about to be done with, man. Children being out of order, women being out of order, men being effeminate, bunch of moles, a bunch of sodomites. All that shit is about to be done with, man. America is the problem, man, and it's Esau Edom. You know, he's the one that's been fueling all of the wickedness that goes on, man. But yeah, that let me see. And that they should kill one another, and they was giving him a great sword, which Esau Edom, what was his blessing? The sword. It don't take a genius to figure out that that's talking about Esau. But yeah, you could pull that, and then we'll get a little bit of that, and then get a precept, and then close it out.
These Venezuela oil nationalization 2007. In 2007, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez enacted the nationalization of the last foreign-controlled oil field, particularly in the rich Orinoco belt, requiring foreign firms like ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips, BP, Chevron, and Stat Oil to cede majority control, at least 60%, to the state-owned PDVSA, a move framed as reclaiming natural resources for Venezuelans' socialist path, though leading to significant legal battles and its asset seizures for companies that resisted.
Right. So this is where it all stems from. These nations had a foothold in Venezuela. These companies, which is Esau Edom, all of this is Edom. Exxon, Conoco, all of that is Edom. All right. And they had their claws, you know, nails deep into Venezuela's crude oil, which they said is the richest on earth. Okay. And in 2007, they decided that they were going to nationalize to reclaim the resources for their people, which makes sense. That's the same thing America does. That's the hypocrisy. You be on some America first shit, Babylon first, make it in America. But if other nations do it, then it's a problem. You can go and take from them. They got to be America first too. Everybody got to be America first. All right. And then you claiming you're America first, but really you're Israel first. But then the second that another nation says, well, we're going to be for us first. No, you can't do that. You got to be for me too. Like, yo, this devil.
Tell me that ain't Babylon.
That's Babylon, man. And I got the precept right here. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. He cannot be satisfied, man. Mind you, they already have trillions from the spoils of what they've done, but it ain't enough. They need complete domination. They need every single thing. You can't be for your people. You got to be for them. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? Debt. And that's what he's trying to do, get himself out of his debt. Because even as he has all these spoils, he's still borrowing and putting himself in more debt to other nations because they're trying to leverage interest. And it's just a debt-based system. It's all wickedness, man. So tying it in with what's going on, that was the problem. And that's why you keep hearing Nero 47 say, well, we got to get back what was stolen from us. He remembers that. You know, Esau, they don't let shit go, man. Esau not the type to forgive and forget. Okay. He gonna hold on to that shit, man. And that's what he's done.
Like you was bringing up with Gaddafi. Gaddafi tried to bring it back to his people. Gold is their currency.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though he was a patsy for America, trying to hear you doing nothing to try to like stamp your approval on your product. Mm-hmm. You in this truth, man, you know that that's a good thing because we knowing that the closer you get to global domination, the closer we get to the end of this thing. The Lord ain't gonna let you succeed. He's not gonna let you succeed in controlling the world.
That's right.
He said it was given into you. He put it in your hand. He gave the wicked. Just like he give it, so if he gonna take away.
Mm-hmm. Again, that's the pride of this man. He has blood on his hands. He has your possessions in his bloody hands that he pried from rape, robbery, and murder. And then when you say, listen, we're gonna take that back, he cries out the victim. This is the hypocrisy, man. And that's why the whole world can see it. And this is why tying in with you had that Israeli cybersecurity guy go on American News Network saying, listen, we got to take away the First Amendment. You know what he said? This is the nerve, the double speak of the devil. You know what he said? He said, we have to take away the First Amendment to protect the First Amendment. Basically, we must kill to make alive. It must be bloodshed to make peace. No. Only one that applies to is Yahweh Shai. When he brings bloodshed, it really is going to bring peace. All right. The bloodshed you bringing is just out of greed and wickedness. You know, I must kill you to make you alive. You know, we must kill the First Amendment to save the First Amendment. You know, and then the host, even though they're completely with it, she had to act like, oh, really? What does that mean? They're gonna do whatever the hell them elites, them producer behind them small hat producer, it tells them to say, they're gonna say that shit. Right? But I got a little more on this. Habakkuk 2:7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? You see, now you're gonna be the spoil. Why? Because it says right here, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood. Okay, bloodshed. And for the violence of the land, which he is the violent man. All right, Esau, Edom, everywhere he goes is death and destruction, pollution, sorrow, depression. Okay, of the city and of all that dwell therein. Okay. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. You see, and that's what they think they're going to be doing. Okay, to set themselves up. All right, but that's why your shame is being pronounced, and that's why they want to do away with the First Amendment. They want to do away with the internet, or not do away, but like censor it, so you don't have a voice to speak out against it. You had something? That was it on that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this brother right here posted something. This is Yahweh's will and testament. The brother put Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. And what are they drunken with? Democracy, the American dream, the dream that, somehow America being the world police and the leader of all these nations is going to make the world a better place. That's not the case. It has led to the world being in the worst shape it has ever been in. Okay? That made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You see? But that's the other side of it. You don't see the other side of it. Okay? You only see, the American dream, the Kardashian, everybody want to live that lifestyle, celebrities, rappers. They put these sellouts on the front page and you people eat it up. Yep. Yeah, that's right. The brother said the American dream is an American scheme. It only looks good on the TV screen. Yeah, that's it. That's a bar right there. That's a bar right there.
He said that December was our last Christmas. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to all this triumph and victory that you think he's having, but he's setting y'all up. He's setting y'all up to show y'all something that's going to really shock your system. You think he's going to get some type of accomplishment? It's really a trap door, man. The trap door that when you fall through it, you land on the spikes like in Mortal Kombat. That's what's happening to y'all.
Yep. That's the snare. The Lord said it's going to come as a snare upon the earth. And when you heard and I'm going to leave it with this point real quick and we can close this thing out. But one thing that Trump said recently, they asked him about heaven. He said he's not making it into heaven. No, I'm not making it into heaven. That should really be an alarm for you people that the leader of your country doesn't even think he's going to make it to heaven, which he can't because he's an Edomite. But just the mindset behind that. If you have that mindset, then you're just liable to crash out. Ain't no in between. If you ain't going to heaven, what's the opposite? The lake of fire, destruction. All right. And you're gonna be in heaven as a servant. All right. Nero 47 is gonna be in there, All right.
He's saying that he's going to take the whole ship down with him.
Yep.
So he thinks he's not going to make it to heaven. He damn sure ain't going to try to make you get there.
Yeah. What did Nero do? He burned down Rome. Okay. And then blamed it on the followers of Yahushua. Okay. Because they say he blamed it on the Jews. Really, it was the followers of Yahushua because when you look at what happened afterwards, it was a persecution against the so-called Christians, which back then there was no, modern Christianity. The real Christians, the real anointed ones, was the followers of Yahushua that was preaching about Yahushua. All right. So, that's basically it, man. It's going down. Continue to stay locked in. Continue to pay attention to what's going on. Keep your head on a swivel. All right. Don't get complacent and stay locked in with this thing because it's going up, man. Here it's only going up. Right. And the Lord's about to take us to a whole nother glory, man. So, hey, all praise to Yahweh for that. So we're gonna close it out. Call hello Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Makak Wadash. Shalom to the next one. Shalom.